What made you want to write How to Tame a Wild Tongue?
I grew up having people around me judge me for the language that I spoke. Teachers telling me that if you want to be American, speak American. If you don't like it, then go back to where you came from or where you belong. And people should not feel ashamed speaking their native language, because it's not something you should be ashamed of. You should be proud of it. And I want to tell people in my own experience that I had as a Chicana woman.
Okay. Okay, so the next question is, if you don't mind explaining, what is a Chicana?
We are Mexican Americans. The language we speak is referred to as the poor language of the Mexican culture, the Hispanic culture, because we made changes to it, to the native language. Chicanos are going through development in their Spanish still today.
Okay. What do you want to say to the people who are watching or have read your story?
Like I said, I shared my own experience because I wanted to show other people that you shouldn't feel ashamed that to speak their own language, because everyone's language is part of who they are, and it tells a story sometimes, and you shouldn't be criticized for it either. People still get made fun of because of the language that they speak.
Okay, so the next question is, what are some of the strategies you use in your writings?
One thing that I use to explain myself is illusions, by saying when I said Chicanos did not know we were people until 1965 when Cesar Chavez and the farm workers united, and I Am Jacqueline was published, and La Rosa Party was formed in Texas. I was making a reference to a book in history to help people know that this has been going on for a long time and it still has been going on. And I also use pathos to help tell my experience in life. I remember being sent to the corner of the classroom for talking back to the Anglo teacher when all I was trying to do was tell her how to pronounce my name.
I felt that one. That last part. Okay, so what quotes do you think are the most important for this message?
One quote that I thought was important was, so if you want to really hurt me, talk bad about my language, and you can find that in paragraph 27. I just wanted to tell people that, language is a part of who you are and your culture.
I'm gonna just say, okay, I'm gonna ask you one question, but that's not part of this. What's your overall, point of view, the whole story of it? What was important about the whole story?
What's important about the whole thing?
Yeah.
What's important is that the biggest thing that I think the story shows that you shouldn't feel ashamed of who you are.
Right.
No one is better than another person. We're all the same, no matter what language you speak, no matter what. We all should feel proud.
Do you think any of this affects you as a person, or anything sticks out to be oh, this kind of happened to me, or anything like that? Anything that affects you in your life?
It does affect me because I grew up with this, and I want to tell people my experience to maybe help other people who are going through this exact same thing.
I like that. How'd you overcome your situation?
I just stopped caring what people thought like you did. People should be proud of where they come from. People shouldn't feel ashamed. They shouldn't feel different from other people just because they speak a different language than the rest. Questions.
Okay.
I wrote the book in my own experience. So how would you say the book affected you?
Okay, me growing up as a black girl and being around some type of people and whatever, and it's I didn't experience really bad as a lot of people as growing up, but me, and I was small, a lot of people used to tell me I sound like a white person. It's kind of messed up because they think you want me to sound ghetto or something, and that's not the type of thing I'm into. I know I've been around certain type of people and I live in some type of area, but me as a person, I don't sees it as a bad thing, because when I used to go up north a lot and I'd be around my cousins that I didn't know that very well, they used to say it a lot, even around other people different colors as me, be saying the same thing. It's annoying. like I want to feel educated. Like I'm an educated person. I don't want to sound a different type of way or do slangs and stuff because I like, oh, cause I'm a black girl. Oh, she had to be like this and that. But I'm really not like that some type of way. So yeah, I want to be comfortable me speaking some type of way without people putting stereotypes or other stuff on me as a person. You know.
What would you tell the people that are going through the same thing that you've been through or are going
Just be
through?
yourself. Just don't care what people got to say. Cause me growing up, like my mom was the same way too. People used to say the same thing to her and everything like that. We just didn't care. Like I might grow up like I used to care what people think, but when I like talking like a white girl, I'm like I don't see a problem with it. So like if somebody say that to you, don't take it as a bad thing. Just say like, well, I sound educated. I sound like myself. I don't sound like a race. So I'm just be myself. I don't care. That's what it is.
How would you say you overcome the problem that you had?
Okay, I just didn't care what people think. I just didn't care. I didn't pay no mind because I'm like, I'm a kid. So you be like, what does sounding white mean to you? You be like, if I sounded white, I'm like, what does that mean? I'm like, I didn't care. Because people say I sounded country. I don't hear it. So I'm like, okay. Because I'm like, I'm from the South. So yeah, I'm going to sound country because, like, I live in the South. So I didn't care what people think. I just, like, okay. Even now, even like, us, like, teenager, people still say it. Even on the phone with people, it's like, you sound white. I'm like, okay. I just don't care. I'm like, well, I was like, people saying it my whole life, so I really didn't care as much as a lot of other people. Cause some other people be like, I sound white. They be like, kind of little. Like some other people, they won't take it as I took it. They be like, I don't care. I don't care. But like me, I don't care. I'd be like, if I sound white, I sound educated. So.
You said people looked at you and thought that you were going to speak a certain way. People judged you before they got to know you, just like with the Chicanos. People judge them just because of the way they look or by the language that they speak. What did you get out of my story?
Okay, my overview over this story is basically being comfortable with yourself without, caring what other people think. Cause like everybody live in the world. Like some people, like when somebody says some type of things, we might take it differently than other people. But I think we shouldn't care what people think because they ain't getting paid for it. They ain't getting no reward for it. None of that. So you shouldn't care what people think. Like you should be comfortable of speaking a different language, dressing type of way, saying type of things and stuff like that. Like we should be comfortable with ourselves. Cause self-love is first. Then you can care. Like, cause you have self-love, you wouldn't care what people think. So I think as her or your story, how to tame a wild tongue, they should be comfortable of how they speak and everything like that. They should be comfortable without, feeling some type of way or feeling judged or anything like that. So that's my point of it. So yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. I hope my book has affected you, and I hope her story has affected you as well.